Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is a sponging technique using the Rose Wonder Thinlet die. So I want to show you how I created this. I'm going to be using the negative image. I've already cut out another rose out of this piece of paper, and I just want to use that negative image as a sponge. I have taken my two-way glue pen and have added it to this piece of paper so that it'll kind of stick in place for me while I do my sponging. Going to bring in my watercolor Wonder. Well, I see I don't have that exactly on my paper. Let's see if I can get it lined up just a little bit better. There we go. So I'm going to take my watercolor Wonder and my sponge dauber, and I'm just going to go in and kind of dab off a little bit, and I'm going to sponge where the flower would be with that watermelon. And the thing is, if it's not even looking, it's fine, because our roses are different shades of a color, so that'll be just fine if it's not exactly even with your coloring. Next, what I'm going to do is bring in my cucumber crush, and I'm going to do the leaves. I'm going to dab off a little bit and go in and do those leaves again. Just kind of swirling within that template. So I've got my masking. I'm going to pull that off, and there's my flower. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the words while I've got my ink pad out. The happy birthday words is from that rose stamp set. So I'm going to just stamp that. Oop, almost forgot. This is the photopolymer, so I want to use my paper piercer. So I'm going to take that and stamp the happy birthday down at the bottom. Next, I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to bring in my Big Shot, and I'm going to be using my magnetic platform with my precision plate. I know some people don't think that you should be using the magnetic platform with the precision plate, but I find that with my machine it cuts out better the detail of that rose, especially the center. So I'm going to place that on my gold foil. Line that up. Remember, the precision plate replaces your bottom cutting mat, and I am going to run it through. Oops, I see my top mat isn't on straight. There we go. I'm going to run it through a couple of times just to make sure that it cuts really well. I'm going to set that Big Shot aside. Again, I like to bring my die with that piece of paper to put it on my Big Shot brush foam pad. I think that it just helps when I'm rolling those pieces out. So I'm just going to try to get all those pieces. There is a fun layering technique with all these pieces. If you save them, you can put them back in your flower if you have patience for that. My brush just holds, or my box holds all those little pieces. So I've got a nice even cut. Pull that off the die. Gold foil makes it look like, ooh, look at how pretty those pieces look like in my box. Maybe another video I will try to attempt that. I'm going to go in and I want to put this on top of my sponging. I'm going to bring in my fine tip glue pen. And I'm going to bring my silicone mat in just in case I get some extra on it. But what I have found is I don't want glue all over it. I just want to add glue where the bigger pieces are. You don't want to get too much glue because you will get a glue spot. So just going to add a little bit of glue here and there. where I've got a wider piece to be able to add that glue. When you're putting your fine tip glue pen back together, best to put it on your finger. That way you can get that little needle to go in so that it won't dry out. Now I'm going to apply that to my card. Again, watching not to get my glue touching my card until I'm ready to put it down, because it will leave a glue dot or a glue. So there, I've got my card. Isn't that elegant looking? Again, you can see how the gold just makes it look like it's been embossed. I'm going to bring in a half a sheet of the cucumber crush. This measures 5.5 by 8.5, of 4 by 5.25 in the watermelon. Apply that to the front of my card. And then I'm going to add adhesive to the back. And there you have it. A sponging technique with a Rose Wonder framelit. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you real soon.